If you've ever watched any of Tyler Perry's movies or plays, you've either come away in tears, laughter, or a great abundance of inspiration. And if you haven't watched any of his films, I encourage you to go ahead and check him out. He's a filmmaker, a director, a studio owner, an author, as well as an actor. And according to Forbes magazine in 2010, Perry was noted in the top 10 highest paid men in Hollywood. First, I want to go over some of Tyler Perry's upbringing and his struggles as a child. Then I want to go over some of his inspirations that brought him to the star that he is today. Then I want to finish out with the message behind his films and plays and things like that. Every time I've ever watched any of his plays or movies or anything, I always walked away with a new lesson to apply in my everyday life. He was born on September 13th, 1969 in Louisiana, New Orleans, Louisiana, to Maxine and Emmett Perry Sr., and he has 3 siblings. He's the oldest of the 4 of them. As a child, he was physically abused by his father. He described his father as, to be a monster, and his only solution to anything was to beat it out of you. His father was a carpenter, so, carpenters are really hands-on, and with Tyler he was kind of a sickly child, so he expected Tyler to be really strong and tough, but he kind of had a soft side because he was a mama's boy. He was also molested by 3 other men in his life, one being his neighbor, the other being a male nurse, and the third being a man of the church. Like I said, he described his father to be a monster. With the abuse and everything that was going on in his life, at the age of 16, he went down and legally changed his name to Tyler from Emmett because he was a junior, and he wanted to distinguish the difference between himself and his father, since his dad was so just mean to him. He didn't complete high school, but he did obtain a GED, and he had also taken an attempt at suicide, but it didn't work. And it didn't work because I'm talking about him today. He also dealt with homelessness and hunger at some point in his life before his fame. Now I want to talk a little bit about his inspirations while growing up. If any of you have ever seen his movies or shows, Madea is 6'5", gun toting, purse slinging, crap talker. His mother is the inspiration behind that character. And I quote that my mother was the wisdom behind Madea. But his mother died December of 2009. And it wasn't until after her death that he actually came out about this molestation because he didn't want to break her heart. His other inspiration would be Oprah Winfrey. One day he was watching her show and she said, I don't know what the show is about, but he heard the simple words of her saying, write it down. And from that point, he had actually went on to write letters to himself, and that had also led him to his first musical/play, I Know I've Been Changed. And he also recently appeared on her show and opened up about all of the devastating secrets in his past and just his childhood. And if you've ever seen the movie Precious, the storyline to that had also inspired him to come on out about the molestation, the several molestations that he had encountered as a child. Now I want to finish up with the message behind his work. He has 12 stage plays, 8 movies, 2 TV sitcoms, and a number of award wins and nominations. And each of his plays have a Christian theme of forgiveness, dignity, and self-worth. And he's forgiven his past, and everyone that's in his past has ever hurt him. So that's what inspires the message behind each of his films. If you've never watched his show, the sitcom, I think it comes on like TBS, Meet the Browns, House of Pain, pretty good shows, and I encourage you to check them out. They both won Outstanding Comedy Series Awards for 2010, and you will definitely find great humor in all of his work.
What was the inspiration for Grit One?